We began our winter travel by flying to Las Palmas in the Canary Islands. Christopher Columbus had left Las Palmas on his initial voyage to the New World. Likewise, we and our longtime friend Pat would be boarding a sailing ship, the Star Clipper, to sail across the Atlantic. Our cabin proved to be comfortable, although sometimes the porthole looked like a washing machine from the state of the seas outside. First things first, lifeboat drill with life vest with Peter, our cruise director. He explained the finer points of the vest. Then the captain introduced various ship department heads before we went to help the crew raise Star Clipper sails in readiness for our evening departure. Al and I usually chose to be on deck for the sunrise. We could check out the winds and look at the sea state. What sails had been set? The Star Clipper can carry 3,400 square meters of sails if all 16 of the sails are set. There are 4 jibs out on the bowsprit and 5 square sails set on the yards. The rest are fore and aft flying, which makes this a clipper ship. Breakfast in the dining room presented us with a terrific variety of fresh fruits, cereals, cold cuts, and cheeses with bread choices. Your choice of breakfast meats to complement the eggs cooked to your order. Mid-morning was story time with Peter on the sun deck. He would tell us our position, course, and speed, as well as add a historical sailing information. The officers who oversee our diligent and hard-working crew. Here they repair some bad planks in the teak decking. There was a constant effort to paint and to keep the varnish bright, as well as fix and overhaul any equipment. The rigging department utilized the bar deck for laying out and sewing up the necessary repairs to covers, awnings, and, of course, the sails. A massive job, as you can imagine. The day rolled by, added by a motion of the ship as well as our complement of sails. As evening and the sunset approached, for the singing again of the Salve Regina, a traditional sailor's evening prayer.
In Jesum benedictum fructum.
Ah, pirate night! Passengers were encouraged to scrounge up whatever pirate gear they had. Could be augmented by any weird stuff that the sports team also had. Naturally, this produced great fun at the dinner table. The hilarity carried over into the evening fun and games. Frog races, anyone? You pull on the string to hop your frog across the deck. Here's the winning team, with champagne for a prize. Our ship musician, Ludlow, got all these pirates into a dancing mood to end the evening. Each sunrise that brought on the new day also might carry a surprise, like this little rainbow, or the sighting of a passing ship. This morning only the squares were set, so the crew got busy raising the main fishermen. This is the largest sail on the Star and a real workhorse. The crew can do this by themselves, but passengers were also encouraged to lend a hand. Maya, a sail cadet, also got into the act with the halyard. Mornings also gave early risers a chance to exercise routines. Later, anyone who wished could join Ludlow and John at the piano bar for the daily sing-along. sports team organized mast climbing sessions several times during the voyage for those adventurous enough to leave the deck. Once strapped in, you climbed up the ratlins rung by rung until you got to the crow's nest on the main mast. Getting through the entry hatch seemed to be the most challenging part, but oh, the views of deck and ocean was worth it. Midway on passage, there was a non-denominational service held on deck. Passengers and crew were encouraged to participate with hymns and readings. Our multinational crew represented several different religions, and they shared expressions of their faith.
Surrender all, I surrender.
Lunch that day was served on deck, the buffet offerings spread out across several tables. Our amazing chef demonstrated the process of making one of his signature fruit carvings that graced his food presentations every day. Luddell gave musical flair to the luncheon crowd, while Emerson was kept busy with drink orders at the bar. Well, if it isn't King Neptune and his queen joining us here on the Star Clipper. The king is looking for those aboard who don't belong to his ocean kingdom. The captain asked His Majesty for forgiveness to those who had never sailed across an ocean. Demons of the realm were called to bring forth these slaves so they could be initiated with ritual passage formality. Gobs of goo on the heads, then kiss the fish was called out from the assembly. A final dunk and splash to keep the initiates forever within King Neptune's empire. Sometimes a sail change was called for. The Star sailed as much as possible with the prevailing winds and direction. The engine was often used at night in order to make the miles and keep on schedule. Rainbows at the end of the day forecast a promising dinner. The menu and meal samples were on display at the bar. Then we joined friends to enjoy the choices we made. A toast with friends, old and new. Even a birthday celebration. Here's a surprise from a flock of cattle egrets. Where did they come from? And why are they way out here? These are land birds. Where will they go? The daily morning sing-along. John enlivening things up a bit before we headed to the dining room for lunch. A great selection of cold cuts and relishes, plus today's carving choice of pork belly. Desserts? Hard to choose from this mouth-watering presentation. Afternoon might have some games. Ring the pegs with the quoits. Or learn a haka dance with the sport team. Perhaps a dart game is more to your liking. Oh, try again. That's better. 2024 was an Olympic year. Olympic Games came to the Star as well. Teams began with a bag race around the deck. The ladies really had the hang of it, not so much the guys. Oops! How many people fit on a tarp? Maybe 27? Or else dive into the pool to retrieve silverware from the bottom. then race to hoist and lower flags the fastest. The Olympic ball toss with max points for the winners. How lucky we were to have 2 piano players enlivening our morning singing sessions. Under billowing sails, the captain assembled his officers and the crew for a well-deserved standing ovation by the passengers. Sunset, bringing us nearly to the end of our 2 weeks at sea. This evening was the captain's dinner.
Thank you to sail with us. I hope that I will see you again for the next crossing, maybe eastward or westbound next year. So thank you very much and cheers.
Everyone could heartily join the captain's toast to our next voyage. Our remarkable Atlantic crossing with fabulous people culminated with the evening talent show featuring passengers and crew.
Goodness gracious, great balls of fire! Oh, when the sun begins to shine, be in that number. When the sun begins to shine.
And yes, we can dance. Our sails still carried us closer to Barbados, and our last dinner together. It ended with universal shared feelings of togetherness for both passengers and crew.
Choice we're making, we're sailing home. When the world must come together as one.
The Star Clipper, an amazing 14 days crossing the Atlantic for a total of 2,745 nautical miles. And an infinite number of memories before saying goodbye.